10 signs you are intelligent and have a genius mindset. Welcome to my channel. Intelligence is not only about marks, degrees, or academic success. True intelligence is reflected in how a person thinks, reacts, and understands life. Many intelligent people do not even realize their own potential because their habits feel normal to them. They may think differently, behave differently, and even struggle in ways that others do not understand. In today's world, people often judge intelligence based on external success. However, real intelligence is deeper. It is seen in self-control, thinking ability, emotional awareness, and decision-making. Sometimes, intelligent people prefer silence over noise, depth over surface-level talk, and purpose over temporary pleasure. If you notice certain patterns in your behavior, like enjoying solitude, overthinking, or struggling to connect with others, it may not be a weakness. It could actually be a sign of a strong and active mind. If you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel. Below are 10 powerful signs that show you may have an intelligent and genius mindset. 1. You enjoy quiet time. Enjoying quiet time is one of the strongest signs of intelligence and a deep-thinking mind. Many people feel uncomfortable when they are alone. They look for constant noise, social media, or conversations to distract themselves. But if you are someone who feels peaceful in silence, it shows that your mind is active in a meaningful way. When you sit alone, your brain does not become empty. Instead, it starts processing thoughts, ideas, and experiences. You reflect on your actions, analyze situations, and try to understand things at a deeper level. This habit builds clarity in thinking. It helps you make better decisions because you are not acting in a hurry or under pressure from others. Quiet time also allows you to understand yourself better. You become aware of your emotions, your strengths, and your weaknesses. This self-awareness is a powerful form of intelligence. It helps you control your reactions and improve your behavior over time. Another important benefit of enjoying solitude is independence. You do not depend on others for your happiness or mental peace. You can spend time alone without feeling bored or lonely. This shows emotional strength and maturity. Intelligent people often prefer their own company because it gives them space to think, learn, and grow. In addition, quiet time increases creativity. When there are no distractions, your mind can explore new ideas freely. Many great ideas and solutions come when a person is alone and thinking calmly. Your brain connects different thoughts and creates something new. However, enjoying solitude does not mean avoiding people completely. It simply means you value meaningful time with yourself. You understand that growth happens when you listen to your inner thoughts, not just outside noise. In simple words, if you enjoy quiet time, it means your mind is strong, focused, and capable of deep thinking. It is not a weakness, it is a powerful sign of intelligence. 2. You prefer deep thinking over constant talking. Preferring deep thinking over constant talking is a strong sign of intelligence and maturity. Many people speak continuously, often without thinking much about what they are saying. They feel the need to fill every moment with words. But if you are someone who speaks less and thinks more, it shows that your mind works in a more focused and meaningful way. When you think deeply, you try to understand situations from different angles. You do not accept things at the surface level. Instead, you ask questions in your mind, analyze possibilities, and search for the truth. This habit improves your decision-making ability because you are not reacting quickly or emotionally. You are responding with logic and awareness. People who prefer deep thinking often choose their words carefully. They do not speak just to impress others or to be part of every conversation. They speak when it is necessary and when they have something valuable to add. This makes their words more powerful and meaningful. Others may see them as calm, wise, or thoughtful individuals. Another important benefit of deep thinking is problem solving. When you face challenges, you do not panic. You take time to understand the problem and find the best possible solution. You connect different ideas and think step by step. This ability is a key part of intelligence. Deep thinking also helps in personal growth. You reflect on your past actions, learn from your mistakes, and try to improve yourself. You are not controlled by outside noise or opinions. Instead, you build your own understanding of life. However, sometimes people may misunderstand you. They may think you are quiet, slow, or not interested. But in reality, your mind is active and working at a deeper level. In simple words, choosing deep thinking over constant talking shows that you value clarity, meaning, and wisdom. It is a clear sign of a strong and intelligent mind. 3. You feel pressure to always succeed. Feeling pressure to always succeed can be a strong sign of intelligence and a growth-oriented mindset. This pressure does not always come from society or family. In many cases, it comes from within. You set high standards for yourself because you want to achieve something meaningful in life. If you often feel that you must do better, improve faster, or reach higher goals, it shows that your mind is not satisfied with average results. You are constantly thinking about your future, your progress, and your potential. This inner drive pushes you to work harder and stay focused, even when things become difficult. Intelligent people usually have a clear sense of responsibility toward their own life. They understand that time is limited, and opportunities must be used wisely. Because of this awareness, they may feel pressure to make the right decisions and avoid wasting time. This pressure can sometimes feel heavy, but it also keeps them disciplined and goal-oriented. Another reason for this feeling is self-awareness. You know your strengths and abilities, so you expect more from yourself. You do not want to settle for less than what you are capable of achieving. This mindset helps you grow continuously, step by step. However, it is important to manage this pressure properly. Too much pressure can lead to stress, anxiety, or fear of failure. Intelligent people learn to balance their expectations. They understand that failure is also a part of success and use it as a learning experience instead of seeing it as a defeat. This pressure also teaches patience and consistency. You realize that success does not come instantly. It requires time, effort, and discipline. So, you keep moving forward even when results are slow. In simple words, feeling pressure to succeed shows that you care about your growth and future. It reflects ambition, awareness, and a strong mindset. When handled wisely, this pressure becomes a powerful force that leads you toward success. 4. You take cautious and calculated risks. Taking cautious and calculated risks is a clear sign of intelligence and strong decision-making ability. Many people either avoid risks completely or take decisions without thinking. But if you are someone who carefully studies a situation before taking action, it shows that your mind works with logic and awareness. A calculated risk means you do not act blindly. Before making a decision, you try to understand both the positive and negative outcomes. You ask yourself questions like, what can I gain? What can I lose? Is this the right time? This thinking process helps you reduce mistakes and choose better paths in life. Intelligent people understand that risk is necessary for growth. Without risk, there is no progress. But they also know that careless risks can lead to failure. That is why they balance courage with caution. They do not rush into decisions because of emotions, pressure, or excitement. Instead, they stay calm and think step by step. Another important part of calculated risk is planning. You often prepare yourself before taking action. You may gather information, learn new skills, or wait for the right opportunity. This preparation increases your chances of success and builds confidence. This habit also shows self-control. You are not easily influenced by others. Even if people around you are making quick or emotional decisions, you stay focused on your own thinking. You trust your analysis more than outside pressure. Sometimes, this careful approach may make you look slow or overcautious to others. But in reality, it protects you from unnecessary losses and helps you build a stable future. Taking calculated risks also teaches responsibility. You accept the results of your decisions, whether success or failure. You learn from every experience and improve your judgment over time. In simple words, if you take cautious and calculated risks, it means you are thoughtful, aware, and practical. This is a strong sign of intelligence because you are not just acting, you are thinking before acting, which leads to better outcomes in life. 5. You talk to yourself often. Talking to yourself is often misunderstood, but it is actually a strong sign of intelligence and self-awareness. Many people think that self-talk is strange or unnecessary. However, in reality, it is a powerful mental tool that helps you organize your thoughts and understand situations more clearly. When you talk to yourself, your mind is trying to process information. You may repeat ideas, ask yourself questions, or think through different possibilities. This helps you break down complex problems into smaller parts. As a result, you can find better solutions and make clearer decisions. Self-talk also improves focus. When you guide yourself with your own voice, either silently or out loud, you stay connected to your task. It helps you avoid distractions and keeps your mind active. For example, when you are planning something or solving a problem, self-talk helps you stay on track step by step. Another important benefit is emotional control. When you feel stressed, confused, or upset, talking to yourself can calm your mind. You can remind yourself to stay patient, think clearly, and not react emotionally. This shows a high level of mental control, which is a key part of intelligence. Self-talk also builds self-awareness. You understand your own thinking patterns, strengths, and weaknesses better. You can correct yourself when you are wrong and motivate yourself when you feel low. Instead of depending on others for guidance, you become your own support system. Intelligent people often use self-talk to prepare for situations. They may rehearse conversations, plan actions, or think about possible outcomes. This mental preparation makes them more confident and ready. Sometimes, others may not understand this habit. They may see it as unusual. But in reality, it shows that your mind is active, engaged, and working deeply. In simple words, talking to yourself is not a weakness. It is a sign that your brain is thinking, analyzing, and guiding you. It reflects clarity, control, and intelligence. 6. You struggle to connect with people. Struggling to connect with people can feel difficult, but it is often a sign of a deep and intelligent mind. Not everyone thinks in the same way. If your thoughts, values, and understanding are different from others, it becomes harder to relate to common conversations or behaviors. You may notice that you do not enjoy surface-level talks. Topics like gossip, unnecessary discussions, or meaningless conversations may not interest you. Instead, you look for depth, purpose, and understanding. Because of this, you may feel disconnected in social situations where others are comfortable. This does not mean you dislike people. It simply means you are selective. You prefer meaningful connections rather than talking to many people without purpose. Intelligent individuals often choose quality over quantity in relationships. They look for people who can understand their thinking and share similar values. Another reason for this struggle is overthinking. You may analyze conversations too much, what to say, how to respond, or how others will react. This can make communication feel stressful or slow. While others speak freely, you may take time to express your thoughts clearly. Self-awareness also plays a role. You understand your own emotions and thoughts deeply, but you may expect the same level of understanding from others. When this does not happen, you feel a gap in connection. Sometimes, you may feel alone because of this difference. But it is important to understand that this is not a weakness. It simply means your mind works on a different level. With time, you will find people who match your thinking and values. It is also helpful to develop communication skills step by step. You do not need to change your nature, but you can learn how to express your thoughts in a simple and clear way so others can understand you better. In simple words, struggling to connect with people does not mean something is wrong with you. It often means you are thoughtful, selective, and deep in your thinking, qualities that reflect true intelligence. 7. You value quality over quantity. Valuing quality over quantity is a strong sign of intelligence and maturity. Many people focus on having more friends, more things, more attention. But if you are someone who focuses on having better instead of more, it shows that you think deeply and make wise choices. In relationships, you may prefer a small circle of people who truly understand and support you. You do not feel the need to impress everyone or be liked by many. Instead, you choose people who bring honesty, trust, and respect into your life. This selective nature protects your mental peace and builds stronger connections. This mindset also appears in your work and goals. You focus on doing things properly rather than doing many things without purpose. You believe in depth, not just activity. For example, you would rather learn one skill deeply than try many things without understanding them fully. This approach leads to real growth and long-term success. Intelligent people understand that time and energy are limited. Because of this, they choose carefully where to invest their effort. They avoid unnecessary distractions and focus on what truly matters. This ability to prioritize is a key part of intelligence. Valuing quality also means having standards. You do not accept anything just for the sake of it. Whether it is friendships, work, or personal habits, you look for value and meaning. This helps you build a more stable and satisfying life. Sometimes, others may not understand this behavior. They may think you are distant or too selective. But in reality, you are protecting your time and energy from being wasted on things that do not add value. This mindset also brings clarity. You are not confused by too many options or distractions. You know what is important and what is not. This makes your decisions stronger and more effective. In simple words, choosing quality over quantity shows that you are thoughtful, focused, and aware. It reflects a clear and intelligent mindset that values meaning, depth, and long-term growth. 8. You overthink a lot. Overthinking is often seen as a negative habit, but in reality, it is closely connected to intelligence. If you overthink, it means your mind is constantly active, analyzing situations, and trying to understand things deeply. You do not accept things easily. Instead, you question, observe, and explore every possible outcome. When you face a situation, your brain does not stop at the surface. You think about what happened, why it happened, and what could happen next. This ability helps you see details that others may ignore. You can identify risks, mistakes, and hidden patterns. This is a powerful mental skill. Overthinking also helps in decision-making. You consider different options before choosing one. You try to predict results and avoid problems. This reduces the chances of making careless mistakes. However, overthinking can sometimes create stress. When your mind keeps running without rest, it can make simple situations feel complicated. You may replay past events or worry about the future too much. This is why balance is important. Intelligent people learn to control overthinking and use it in a productive way. You can manage this by focusing on solutions instead of problems. Instead of thinking, "Why did this happen?" shift to "What can I do now?" This turns overthinking into problem solving. In simple words, overthinking shows that your mind is deep and analytical. It is not a weakness if you learn to control it. When used properly, it becomes a powerful sign of intelligence. 9. You procrastinate for your own benefit. Procrastination is usually considered a bad habit, but in some cases, it can be a sign of intelligent thinking. Not all delay is laziness. Sometimes, you delay a task because your mind is trying to find a better, more efficient way to complete it. If you procrastinate with awareness, it means you are not acting blindly. You may take time to think, plan, or understand the task properly before starting. This can lead to better results because you are working with clarity instead of confusion. Intelligent people often delay tasks when they feel the timing is not right or when they need more information. They do not rush just to finish something quickly. Instead, they focus on doing it correctly. This shows patience and strategic thinking. Another reason for this type of procrastination is mental preparation. Your mind may be working in the background, organizing ideas and building a clear plan. When you finally start the task, you work faster and more effectively. However, it is important to understand the difference between smart delay and harmful delay. If procrastination becomes a habit of avoiding work, it can create problems. But if it is used for planning and improving quality, it becomes useful. To use procrastination in a positive way, set clear deadlines and goals. Give yourself time to think, but also take action when needed. Balance is the key. In simple words, procrastination is not always negative. When used wisely, it shows that you think before acting and aim for better results. This is a sign of intelligence when controlled properly. 10. You have high self-control. High self-control is one of the strongest signs of intelligence. It means you can manage your thoughts, emotions, and actions even in difficult situations. Instead of reacting quickly, you stay calm and think before making decisions. When you have self-control, you do not let emotions like anger, fear, or excitement control you. You understand your feelings, but you do not let them guide your actions blindly. This ability shows mental strength and maturity. Self-control also helps in achieving long-term goals. You can avoid distractions, stay disciplined, and focus on what truly matters. For example, you may choose to work on your goals instead of wasting time on temporary pleasures. This shows that you can think about the future and act wisely in the present. Another important part of self-control is patience. You understand that success takes time. You do not expect quick results. Instead, you keep working step by step with consistency. This mindset leads to strong and stable growth. People with high self-control are also better at handling challenges. When problems come, they do not panic or give up easily. They stay focused, think clearly, and find solutions. This makes them reliable and strong in difficult situations. Sometimes, maintaining self-control is not easy. It requires practice and awareness. But once developed, it becomes a powerful advantage in life. In simple words, high self-control shows that you are disciplined, aware, and focused. It is a key sign of intelligence because it helps you make better decisions and build a successful life step by step.